Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's class. Today I will start introducing some interesting new technologies first, and then try to briefly explain the theories of artificial intelligence. So now let's try to learn from the past and then predict the future together. Before we start, let's try to predict future. So what will happen in the future? Honestly, I don't know. But I know a group of people that can predict the future very well. They are science fiction writers and the movie makers. Now let's back to the future together. I have selected 13 sci-fi movies that the future technologies in the movies actually happened today. Let's take a look at those movies. The first movie actually is not a movie. It's a cartoon called The Jetsons. As you can see, the Jetsons family has a flat screen TV in the living room. The televisions we have today are LED or OLED flat panel TVs, so the cartoon predicts the future very well. The second technology is also from the Jetsons. In 1962, in the cartoon, they have a watch that can do real-time video communication with each other. Today, we have smartwatch that can do real-time video call, although we still prefer to talk on our cell phone, but it's doable. So the cartoon, again, predict the future precisely. The third technology is from the Jetsons again. The family has a robot that can clean the house automatically. The robot is different from today's Roomba, which has an extra head, which is not necessary. But the idea is the same. Today, the Roomba, or the vacuum cleaning robot, is become a necessity of all the household. It's amazing that the cartoon can predict our life so accurately. In 1962, almost 60 years ago. The next one is a movie that adapted from a novel. It's called A Visit to the World's Fair 2014. It was written in 1964. The author imagined that he visited a world exhibition 50 years later. The most impressive invention for him is the coffee maker. Today we have coffee machines almost everywhere, at our home, office, or convenience stores. Our ancestors must be jealous of us. The next several technologies is from a famous TV series called Star Trek. The first technology is the flip phone. The first flip phone was made by Motorola. It was very popular. But then the smartphones have replaced the flip phones because people now prefer a large touch screen. So flip phone is out of fashion now. However, flip phone made a comeback in recent years. It's now called foldable phones with a foldable screen. Okay. Star Trek has influenced many tech company founders, including Jeff Bezos, Sergey Brin, and Larry Page. They all have said that they have watched Star Trek when they were kids. It is why the science fictions and the movies can predict future very well. Smart kids watched the series when they were young, and when they grow up and become rich, they will want to fulfill the dream of their childhood. The next invention of Star Trek is the tablet computer. You can see the captain of the starship is holding a tablet computer and demonstrate some information. This is very similar to an iPad. Here is a picture that Steve Jobs is holding an iPad. You can see that the two, the captain and the Steve Jobs, their posture, tablets, and even the hairstyles are all the same. So Steve Jobs must be inspired by the Star Trek pad. The seventh technology, Star Trek replicator, is not really realized. So what is a replicator? Replicator can transmit materials, even humans, to any place in the galaxy instantly. It's also called teleport. We know that the space is very huge. It may take years to travel from one planet to another, even if we travel at light speed. So we need a replicator in space. The corresponding technology is the 3D printers. Although we cannot transmit materials to another place and reassemble it, we can transmit the blueprint and use another 3D printer to reproduce the materials, such as cup. So it's a partially fulfilled technology. However, in terms of communication, we can leverage the quantum entangle phenomena and do a real-time teleport communication using the quantum mechanics. Okay, the next invention is indeed inspired by Star Trek, which is the Google Glasses. It is said that Sergey Brin has this idea when he watched Star Trek. The Google Glass was announced in 2012. It was technically successful, but not popular. This is because the glasses is too obvious, which will make your friends uncomfortable if you are using the glasses shooting at them. So it was not widely adopted by the general people. However, it found some niche market in enterprise. For example, the companies may use Google Glass to train their employees. Today in 2021, we have new technologies can make the glasses more small and the cameras unnoticeable. So maybe the smart glass will be successful in the near future. In fact, many companies are still working on smart glasses, which is also called AR glasses. AR means augmented reality. In this picture, from left to right, is the HoloLens of Microsoft, Meta 2, and the Magic Leap. The augmented reality, AR, is to use the computer to enhance your interaction with your environment. So that's why it's called augmented reality. It's usually superimpose a computer-generated image of information on the smart glasses view of the real world, and providing a composite view. For example, when you are in the airport, the AR glasses can read can look up the flight information on the internet and then look up the airport map, show the directions on your smart glasses, and then navigate you to the boarding gate. Although it sounds like a wonderful new technology, the cost of the device or the smart glasses are extremely high. The price of HoloLens 2 is 3,500 US dollars. So now it can only be used for some specific scenarios, such as surgical room. Actually, we have no problem to implement the AR helmet shown in the movie Iron Man, just a matter of cost. The US Air Force has made some super expensive smart helmets for their latest jet fighter F-35. Each helmet costs 400,000 dollars, which is as expensive as a Ferrari sports car. And it's just a helmet. Let's look at an introduction video of the helmet.
Pilots who fly the F-35 fighter jet wear a helmet that can see through the plane on all sides and is worth 400,000 US dollars. Each helmet is fitted with noise-cancelling headphones, night vision, a forehead-mounted computer, and a TV screen-like projector that displays live video on its clear visor. But what really makes this helmet so special, when it's combined with the sensors and exterior cameras mounted to the F-35 fighter jet, it gives the pilot the equivalent of X-ray vision. So when the pilot looks down, they can see straight through their own body and the floor of the plane to the terrain below. The helmet also supplies such information as target identity and distance, and even advises which weapon to use. So when looking through the plane, if the pilot sees something that should be hit by a missile, or just wants to get a closer look, all he has to do is look at it to lock on, then flip a switch to zoom in or fire away. Because the helmet is custom made and costs $400,000 each, pilots don't get to use them during flight school and simulator training. It's not until they are assigned to an active duty F-35 squadron that they receive the most complex helmet ever made.
The next technology comes from a movie called Demolition Man, shot in 1993. This movie stars Sylvester Stallone and Sandra Bullock. It's about the virtual reality, VR technology. So the VR technology and the AR technology, what's the difference? What's the difference between AR and the VR? The difference is that the VR focuses on the immersive experience. VR will block the outside world and let you immerse in the virtual world. However, the synthesized images may make you feel uncomfortable after a period of time, usually around 20 to 30 minutes. So VR is only good for short, exciting applications so far, like watching porn. So where was the technology in the movie? The movie described a peaceful and beautiful future world where there is no crime, no criminals. All the criminals were frozen. There is no death sentence. And the future humans are so peaceful that they don't use violence and they don't know how to use guns. However, a criminal was solved accidentally, and no one can stop him because the future people don't use guns. The criminal, who was Wesley Snipes, is so violent, so they need to form. They need Sylvester Stallone to help them, so they defrozen him. Sandra Bullock, a female officer, was in charge of greeting Stallone. She admired him so much, so she invited him to her home to make love. Stallone was so excited because he was frozen for 30 or 40 years. However, when he was ready, Sandra Bullock get to VR device. It turns out that people in the future don't do body contact because of the virus, so they can only use VR device to do virtual sex. Number 10 is a movie called Space Odyssey. It's a pioneer of space travel. The movie was shot in 1968, which is around the time that NASA was going to land on the moon. Here is a picture from the movie that shows a man is in a spaceship and doing video conference. We can see that the movie special effects was terrible. But their prediction about the future is quite accurate. Just in this year, the space tourism has become possible. The original movie predicts that we can do space travel in 2001. After 20 more years, we have done that. In this year, 2021, there are 3 companies that successfully sent citizens into space. It marks a new era of space travel. The first one is the Virgin Galactic, founded by Sir Richard Branson. Richard Branson owned an airline called the Virgin Airline. So the spaceship of Branson of the Virgin Galactic is actually a space plane. This plane is called Unity. Okay, so the Unity is first carried by another large plane and then launched in the mid-air from the carrier at an altitude about 15 kilometers. Then Unity will start its own engine, then fly up to an altitude of about 80 kilometers. Then it will fly in the space for a while, allow the passengers to feel weightless for approximately 6 minutes. So therefore, you only have 6 minutes of weightless experience. If you think the time is short, time is money, especially for space travel. If you think the time is short, the time of the Blue Origin is even shorter. The second company that sent people to space is the Blue Origin of Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. So Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin used the rocket as the spaceship. So there is a capsule on top of the rocket. The capsule can accommodate 6 passengers, and it doesn't need professional crew. For the Virgin Galactic, the space plane needs 2 crew to control the plane. Okay, so it's fully automatic for the Blue Origin's capsule. So it only takes 3 minutes to take the passengers to 100 kilometers above the sea level to the space. So it only takes 3 minutes for the Blue Origin rocket to bring people to the space. 3 minutes, and then they can stay in the capsule and in the experience the weightless in another 3 minutes. Then the capsule will drop back to the Earth. It will land automatically, but the total time of the travel is only 10 minutes, and you only have 3 minutes to experience the weightless experience. The weightless time of Blue Original is a little bit shorter than the Virgin Galactic, but the Blue Origin capsule will fly a little bit higher. However, none can compare with the Musk's SpaceX. The SpaceX is funded by Elon Musk. who is also the founder of Tesla. Okay, we know that SpaceX has long been provide service for NASA, so they have more experience than the previous two companies. Okay, so recently, just a few days ago, the SpaceX has successfully sent citizens to space in September 2021. Okay, this is a true space travel that the passengers will stay in space for 3 days. 3 days. The capsule will fly even higher than the International Space Station. Okay, and travel around the Earth for 3 days. They just successfully safely landed a few days ago, around September 20. So here's a picture that roughly shows you the distance above the sea level. Compare the different distance above the sea levels of the three space companies. We can see that the true space travel is SpaceX. So there was a controversy between Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin because the definition of the international definition of space boundary is 100 kilometers above the sea level. However, the NASA defined the boundary as 80 kilometers. So Blue Origins said that the Virgin Galactic is not a real space travel, but none of them can compare with the space as a true space travel.
To all you kids down there, I was once a child with a dream, looking up to the stars. Now I'm an adult in a spaceship with lots of other wonderful adults looking down to our beautiful, beautiful Earth. To the next generation of dreamers, if we can do this, just imagine what you can do. Hey!
Come on out, mister.
Hello. Buddy, I'm driving the top down.
Yeah, but Kingdom Come.
Ah, that's my exit.
Inbound missile.
The next technology is the jet suit. The jet suit can let us fly freely in the sky, like an Iron Man. Of course, we cannot fly as fast as Iron Man. However, the jet suit is actually a mature technology that can be used in some emergency case, like mountain rescue. The jet suit is not popular because first, it's too expensive, and second, it's a little bit dangerous, right? And the third, the flight time is very short, usually around 10 to 20 minutes. So it's not popular, but it's doable, it's possible, it has been implemented.
And later upgraded to jet engines, such as the JB-11 jetpack. And now Richard's new design of the Mark II Iron Man style jetsuit. Both of these jet backpacks have their pros and cons, such as the JB-11 jetpack can fly at up to 200 miles per hour for about 12 minutes, but the Mark II jetsuit can only fly up to 85 miles per hour for about 5 to 10 minutes. But its main benefit is, since the jet engines are on your arms, you can move your arms around to be more agile and precise in your movements, especially at low speeds.
The most important technology breakthrough in this decade should be the self-driving cars. There is an TV series which is called The Knight Rider, shot in 1985. It describes an AI car called KITT, K-I-T-T, an AI car which can do self-driving, even speak, and invisible. It's bulletproof. Maybe we don't need a driver license in the future because all the cars will be autonomous. All the cars will become self-driving cars. So if you don't know how to drive, don't worry. AI can help you. I think we can say that Tesla is the leader of self-driving technology. Here is a video about the Tesla autopilot. It can recognize the road and turn the steering wheel automatically. In fact, researchers have started studying the autonomous vehicles decades ago. In fact, self-driving is a long-tail problem, which means there's always rare and special events that not in your training data set. That's why Tesla claimed that their autopilot is actually an assistant driving. The name of autopilot is misleading. It's not automatic. It requires the driver to put their hands on the steering wheels when you start the autopilot. The driver needs to take the full responsibility if there is a car accident. So this is because the self-driving is a long-tail problem. There's always new scenarios. So you need to take the full responsibility of your own driving. Don't trust your life totally to the autopilot. Unless you want to risk your life to debug for Tesla. On the other hand, I believe it's a really good technology for assisted driving because sometimes human drivers become tired, cannot always focus on the road. In this case, the autopilot is a good complement to human drivers. Another useful feature of Tesla is the smart summon. You can summon your car in a parking lot. It's very useful when your car is in a large parking lot and usually it's difficult to remember where your car is.
Got the pin in the right spot. Let's try that one more time. Go to target, and now you can see that we are getting vibrations on the phone, and now we have this visualization as far as when the blinkers turn on as well. So it's backing up. I can't see it. It is getting close to that building over there, which is a little nerve-wracking. It is turning on the right blinker now and coming right around this curve here. So you can see on the app when the blinker does turn on. So really nice there. Slowing down for intersection, so it is slowing down a bit. It still has a ways to go. And you can see the car is gonna head right up there to that target point that we put in place. So really beautiful job as far as backing up and doing a great job getting out of that tight spot over there in that corner. So we did get a vibration here on the app. Summon is complete. Now, when I'm looking at this right here, what I want to see is it getting a little bit closer to the curb, or actually pulling up past the spot so that it can almost sit right near the curb like you would expect a normal drive.
Technology is not always good for human beings. The AI technology can be used in the surveillance, and it can use the computer vision to recognize your face, tracking your body. In today's world, the cameras are almost everywhere. So actually you may be tracking every day, or you may be tracked every day. This scenario was described in the movie Enemy of the State. Let's look at the trailer.
Satellite imagery coming through. 1 meter res layering wireframe coming your way over.
Okay, gentlemen, we're back online. Okay, wireframe download complete. All right, we have a tracer in the stairwell on 20, traveling down. 19, 18, 17. He's out of the stairwell on 17. Go to 17. Target is holding on 17. Zooming 3 mag. Zooming.
Mr. Wu.
Thank you. You're welcome. Hi, I'm from Hotel Hospitality and Evaluation. Oh, no tip. I'm fine, thank you. No tip. Hello. Hi. I just want to make sure that you folks have absolutely everything you need to be completely comfortable.
I got something here.
We got him. Bruce, Jones, get your asses up here to the 17th floor right now.
That's really important to us here.
Mr. Dean, I'd like to talk to you for a second if I could.
Shit. My clothes.
Mr. Dean. Mr. Dean, you can just come to the door for a second, sir. We can work this all out.
I got rabies or something. I can't do it. I can't do it. Let's go.
Okay, that's our last tracer. Mr. Dean, let's not let this get out of hand. Let's not involve the hotel guests in this. Ma'am, sir, sit down, please. Thank you. Thank you. Door!
Everything's gonna be all right, folks.
Krug! Balcony! Air 1 in control. We got him. He's dropped to the 16th floor.
Air 1 visual support check perimeter south side of the building.
10-4 control. We have vision.
He jumped to 15. Go to 15. Go.
Grab his clothes. Let's go, gentlemen. Weapons away.
A world that fully monitored by cameras can be called total surveillance. Some of the countries in the world have achieved total surveillance. That reminds us the famous quote, "The Big Brother is watching you."
China's pursuing an ambitious plan to create an omnipresent video surveillance network. The Shuiliang or Sharp Eyes project aims to extend and integrate video surveillance from cities into villages and from roads into residential compounds. It aims to use artificial intelligence, big data and deep learning to analyze this mountain of video evidence, to work out who's doing what, where and when, to track suspects and the people they associate with, and even to predict crime. In November, I visited 3 tech companies in the cities of Beijing and Chongqing to see how China plans to make the communist slogan, "The masses have sharp eyes," into a reality. Here are a few of the ideas that the tech companies showcased. These cameras are looking at a road junction, and they're identifying everything that's passing through. They're looking at cars, reading the number plates, and they're looking at pedestrians, classifying pedestrians according to their age, their gender, what kind of clothes they're wearing, even what kind of hairstyles they have. This software analyzes crowds. It's producing a heat map of where people are massing together, the sort of thing you might use to prevent overcrowding. You can also see that it's also able to track individuals through the crowd. So if you're looking for a suspect, this is the kind of software you might want to use. Here we can see 2 cameras picking faces out of the crowd, comparing those faces to a national database of suspects, of wanted men and women. The police then look at the matches that are flagged and see whether they think that's someone they're looking for. They can then swoop in to potentially arrest or question the person that the cameras have identified. A completely different application now. This camera is trained on the face of a truck driver. It's looking at his facial expressions and what he's doing to see whether he's showing any signs of tiredness. If the score rises above a certain level, then he's seen as too tired to drive. His company will be alerted. They'll give him a call and tell him to take a rest.
There is a new technique called adversarial attack, which can try to fool the deep learning face recognition models. In this paper, the authors show some possibilities. Here's the picture of Reese Witherspoon. If we can use adversarial attack to create some spatial pixels, in this case it's glasses, but you can make the pixels in other shape. So we can create a glass with spatial texture, and that by deliberately training the model to generate the pixels, you can fool the deep learning face recognition model and make the model believe that it sees the Russell Crowe. But I need to warn you that the advanced face recognition cameras or systems, they always use different models. They won't use just deep learning models, and this trick cannot fool non-deep learning models. So if you really care your privacy, you can wear a mask. Although many systems claim that they can recognize face with masks, but wearing masks can reduce the accuracy. Another important technology that will change our life is the unmanned store. The leader of this technology is Amazon Go. The customers can just walk in the store, pick up what they want, and then walk out the store. The store will automatically recognize the products and tracking the products, then automatically add the products into a virtual cart and then charge the customer later. Amazon installed a lot of cameras on the ceilings, which can use to track the customers, and also they install sensors in the shelves. So when the customer grabs something on the shelves, the store can sense the products and then add the product to the cart, to the virtual cart of the customers.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
Now, let's try to predict the future. What do we have now? First, we have artificial intelligence, the deep learning models. And then we have Internet of Things. We have connected all the things together into a big network called the Internet. Even our Roomba or refrigerators are all connected to the Internet. Third, we have big data. All our data are saved on the cloud, right? And the big tech like Google or Facebook, they have all our behavior data. They can analyze our behaviors, our interest. They know ourselves better. They know us better than ourselves, right? So we have big data. Also, we have advanced robot technology, robotics. Let's see some interesting robots. Speaking of robots, we need to mention Boston Dynamics. This company was focused on military robots in the beginning. However, it was difficult to make money. So they are now focused on the consumer market. Because building robots cost a lot of money, the Boston Dynamics first sold themselves to Google. After several years, Google sold the company to SoftBank, and recently the Boston Dynamics has been acquired by Hyundai, a Korea company. The good news is that the Boston Dynamics has finally launched their first consumer product. It's a robot dog called Spot. It costs only $74,500 US dollars. So if you have $74,500 US dollars, you can buy a robot dog and use Python to control it. But in fact, the SpaceX has bought several Spot, and they use Spot in the in rocket launch site. When the rocket explodes, they use the robot dog to search in the wreckage. That is so cyberpunk. So artificial intelligence plus Internet of Things plus robots. Does them remind you of any movie? The Terminator, Judgment Day.
Foreign power or some computer hacker in his garage.
We can't trace the virus. We can't pin it down.
It's like nothing we've ever seen before. It keeps growing and changing, like it has a mind of its own. This can't be happening.
Sir, Pentagon's on the secure line. It's the chairman.
Right. Brewster.
We're hoping to hell here you got some kind of solution for us.
I know what you're looking for, sir, but Skynet is not ready for a system-wide connection.
That's not what your civilian counterparts over there just told me. They say we can stop this damn virus. Now, I understand there's a certain amount of performance anxiety over there, but your boys are saying that if we plug Skynet into all of our systems, it'll squash this thing like a bug and give me back control of my military.
Mr. Chairman, I need to make myself very clear. If we uplink now, Skynet will be in control of your military.
But you'll be in control of Skynet, right?
That is correct, sir.
Then do it. And Brewster, this thing works. You get all the funding you ever need.
Yes, sir.
Sir? Shall I?
No. It's my job now.
Skynet defense system
We're in.
now activated.
We're past the firewalls, local defense nets, Minutemen, and subs. Skynet fully operational, processing at 60 teraflops per second.
Sir, it should take less than a minute to find the virus and kill it.
All access inquiries to your supervisor.
Let's pray to God this works.
Skynet defense system now activated.
Power failure? No. I don't know what it is.
Tony, what the hell is going on?
Daddy!
Kay, what are you doing here?
Daddy! Get away from it! Watch out! Daddy! Daddy, don't move.
She'll be back.
We have to shut down Skynet. Where's the system core? Somewhere in this building?
Skynet, the virus has infected Skynet.
Skynet is the virus. It's the reason everything's falling apart.
Skynet has become self-aware. In 1 hour, it will initiate a massive nuclear attack on its enemy.
What enemy?
Us! Humans!
In human history, the technology grows exponentially. It took us around 8,000 years to advance from the agricultural society to the industrial society, and then just 120 years to invent the light bulb, and then 90 years to land on the moon, another 22 years to invent the internet, and another 9 years to finish human genome sequencing. Under this kind of growth rate, sooner or later, the artificial intelligence will be better than us. Another force driving the growth of artificial intelligence comes from the semiconductor industry. In the past 120 years, the development of semiconductors follows the Moore's law. Moore's law states that the computation capacity of integrated circuits is doubled around every 18 months. Moore's law is actually a business goal, not a scientific law. Anyway, the exponential growth of computation power helped the breakthrough of artificial intelligence. The Moore's law was supposed to end around 2005 or 2010 because of the limit of physics. However, the parallel computing, especially the graphics card or the GPU from NVIDIA, has helped the Moore's law to continue and helped the advance of AI. A mathematician called I.J. Good, he proposed an idea called singularity, or is also called the technological singularity. His assumption is that there is a hypothetical point in time when the technology growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible. It will endanger the human civilization. This moment is called the technological singularity. Therefore, it's not just me that here talking about nonsense. Worrying about AI become self-awareness and destroy humans. Some famous and brilliant people are also worried about the future of AI. One of them is Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking is considered the greatest scientist after Einstein, the greatest theoretical physicist after Einstein. He said that the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. it would take off on its own and redesign itself at an ever-increasing rate. Humans, who are limited by slow biological evolution, couldn't compete and would be superseded. So he is so pessimistic about the future of artificial intelligence. Another celebrity that worry about the artificial intelligence is Elon Musk, right? The founder of Tesla and SpaceX. He said that the robots will do everything better than us, right? AI is a greater risk than North Korea, and AI is a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization. So he's also very worried about the future of AI. AI is the last invention we'll ever make and the last challenge we'll ever face. Since AI will soon be smarter than us, there's no point in studying artificial intelligence. Let's call it a day. Class dismissed.
Three billion human lives ended on August 29th, 1997. The survivors of the nuclear fire called the war Judgment Day. They lived only to face a new nightmare, the war against the machines. The computer which controlled the machines, Skynet, sent two Terminators back through time. Their mission, to destroy the leader of the human resistance, John Connor, my son. The first Terminator was programmed to strike at me in the year 1984, before John was born. It failed. The second was set to strike at John himself when he was still a child. As before, the Resistance was able to send a lone warrior, a protector for John. It was just a question of which one of them would reach him first.